we already know from my previous videos that the human face is divided into parts. The right side in public, the left side is personal. By studying any facial line, we know that there is asymmetry of the human face. Be sure to pay attention to the right part and to the left part. Try 2 minutes not to breathe. It's through the nose that we have inhaled the air necessary for our lives. It's in the nose that indicates the leadership quality of a person, his organizational abilities. It is the nose that indicates the ability to earn money by a person. It's the tip of the nose that gives us information on how we can spend our money, and our nostrils are our bank. In ancient time, in the Near East, in royal families, children were stretched and malleed their noses. It was believed that without an impressive nose, it was impossible to be a ruler, and the Persians chose a ruler by the length of their nose. Nose tells us about mind, intelligence, wisdom, and many other qualities in human character. If the lips are determined cold or hot, then the nose is determined simply without any logical like or dislike. And this is like a parrot that will not be silent. If a dead dog lies under the table, you can close your eyes and not to see, but the nose will be immediately determined. Smell here, and nose be sure to let you know. It happens that the person himself does not understand that he is guided by the nose. He determines his partner, his place of residence, his place of work. He is guided by his nose. These sensations, I don't know why I choose this. It's with the help of the nose that happens. Of course, we determine the characteristic of the nose from some part. How much the nose produced for what? As a Pinocchio. His nose stepped in front, and his most important quality was curiosity. The more a person has a nose in front, the more a person is fond. There's a man who wears his nose into all things. Well, sometimes he gets on the nose. The face is also divided into 3 parts horizontally. The upper part is 15 to 25 years old, the intellectual part of the face. The average emotionals from 45 to 50 years old, and the lower is the vacuum material part over 50 years old. We look at how much the tip of the nose is knocked and or lowered. If the tip of the nose is twisted, then the owner of such a nose is trusting enough, funny, frivolous, it's easy to mislead. The opposite of him is man with a lower tip of his nose. This nose will never be deceived. This is an ridiculous person who penetrates deeper than everyone else. He has excellent intuitions for money and psychic abilities. If you communication with such person, in no case try to deceive him. With him only be honest. This I want to show to, for example, few pictures on Marilyn Monroe. She has tip of the nose is knocked, and some picture of Job's teeth and Ocean. The head tip of the nose was locked. Now we will look at big and small noses. The little nose on the operative, and such a man is a man of business. He sees the work, he does it without hesitations and everything. And if the nose is long, it says that man is intelligent. The longer the nose, the more intelligent the person is. You can ask the long noses about his educations, what he had. He can always tell you, because long noses always walk with their intelligence, with their brains, but not with their hands. And we see some couples of people, their wife has small noses and the husband has a long one. Then you have such situations. For example, I tell you, one day the wife was in kitchen and suddenly shells falls off. Then of course she needs help from her husband who has long nose, and he will begin to tell her that the instrument is old. You need to buy a new one. Where the shelf hangs on the wall cannot stand. You need to make repairs, but not only this wall, but the whole kitchen, because it must correspond to the design. And so he will load it to so much that the next day, when he leaves to his work, his wife taking a hammer and nail, and she will do this job. Or maybe she can call some neighbors to help to her put this shells on the wall. If the partners have different nose length, then you need to understand that it's necessary to take it as it is. This is the feature with long nose. He's not lazy. Well, he has such a way of thinking. He needs to do this thoroughly, and often not to knowing this, the wife begins to shout at her husband that he's lazy and comes out as a scandal. We look at the deflections of the back of the nose. Someone has hump. Hump speaks of pride, self-esteem. A person will defend his positive honor. You can still say the nose of the boss loves to lead. The conveyed back of the nose gives such qualities as social cautions, adaptability. It's not surprising that in childhood many have such noses, but only over time they became straight or hump appearance. Straight nose is balanced versions between both noses. After all, if necessary, the owner can take advantage of both qualities of the options. The next thing we look is the back of the nose. If the back of the nose is thin, this is a person who is prone to deep analysis. This is a good expert, but in case of some trouble, he is not completely stressful. He is starting to panic. Such a person does not like a large number of people. For him, communication, this is a stress. Therefore, he prefers long lines. He can communicate, but gets comfort from long lines. I show you a few pictures. One is Hrithik Roshan with thin nose and Priyanka Chopra with thick. In the back of the nose is thick. This is such a crisis manager who does not breed any new think nuance. But in case of the stress, he is like a fish in his pond. You see, Hrithik Roshan has thin noses back, and Priyanka has opposite to him is thick noses. For example, I show the back of the nose is thin, few stars. You can clear analyze and to look more close. Do your zoom, and another. The back of the nose is thick. The next indicator is the tip of the noses. The tip of the noses can be skinny and like a potato noses. There could be a conflict here too. the thin tip of the nose. If it goes into explorations, it's so thin that you will never know what he became interested in something. He will ask you very politely and culturally. If the thick tip goes into recognitions, it will demolish everything along the road and may even collapse everything in spot to find some kind of hang. These two tips of the nose always clash with each other, because for a thin tip, the thick tip of the nose is considered brazen, uncultural, and the fat one thinks thinly. He is weak, he knows nothing, and if such partners meet, then wisdom is needed between them. It's necessary to accept the partner as he is. If you are looking for a partner, please pick up a partner with a similar nose tip and with the same nose slant to avoid many problems. This is you with thin nose tip, few pictures, and you can look and compare with thick tip noses. Of course, then we look at the nostrils. The wider the nose at the basis, the more stable. The person himself is stable. The wider the holes in the nose, the more temperamentic the person. But here you need to look at the wings of the nose. If they are thick, flesh, then this is a healthy temperament. If these wings are thin, then this is explosive character. He has enough of one voice, one spark to explode. And you need to look at the man from the side. If we see the nose opening, and this is nostrils will be open, you will see very clear, then the person is open to you. If no holes of the nose are visible, then the person is hiding something. We can also notice that holes can decrease. This is only because a person lives in constant stress and he doesn't want to live, but he should to do it. Then he begins to quench his temperamentality and he bends. Over time, a person's severity to life becomes attracted. You can see where is open noses and closes nostrils. The tip of the nose bifurcates, sometimes it's double, it has some vertical line. Then a person has an imbalance with his want and mass. This is a quiet and alarming sign because a person does not realize in conscientious account of this, and over time he may have a nervous breakdown system. Now I tell you some microgest. Number 1. If a person scales the hump of the nose, and the hump is responsibility for pride, and if the person stands out and very proud person, it's impossible to break him. It's better to listen to him and agree. He cannot be humiliated. If he touched the part of the hump, you hurt him for pride. He doesn't like it. Number 2. If a person touches the wings of the nose, then he turns on the temperature, energy. He wants to clean the channels of life force. The desire to clean the nostrils appears with interest in updating new informations. And number 3 and 4, similar. If a person presses the wings of the noses, he tries to relax, comes down. Often these gestures can be observed in an exciting person trying to pick up some things. Perhaps not to give out extra informations on emotions. Such a micro-gest can be observed in stores, markets, when the person is extremely interested by something, but he trying to restrain himself, prevent rush spending. Number 5. When the person carpets in the nose, he was more energy, so he clears the channel it. And number 6. When a person scales the tip of the nose, this means that he needs to get more data on something. And if a person subtracts the noses, then intelligence is over. It's time to fight. The decision is made. You need to attack. Thank you for your attention for part 1. 2 is continuing, and please observe people who around you. You will find so many secrets material about these persons. Thank you. See you.